Oh, shit. Wow, welcome back. Why can't I hear audio in the podcast? And why is there no screen? Bayless. Refresh? Alright, let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh, it should be working. Just sat here watching videos for like the whole time. Oh yeah, man. I'm so sick of seeing these Galaxy S10 commercials and them playing fucking Fortnite on them. It's ridiculous. Oh, Jesus. What a long, fucking insane day. Dude, did I send you the pictures of the fish I caught? Dude, I caught some fucking pigs today. I caught 2 fucking, like, I mean, they were some fucking pigs. I just sent them to you. The one that's in like a darker picture is bigger than the first one I sent you. If not, pretty damn close. Take a snack at them, dude. They're insane. And funny part is I went out fishing one time and I was using like a spoon, and then I switched to what it was I using, like a spinnerbait almost. And then this my uncle's neighbor, apparently I had no idea until after he left. My uncle's neighbor used to be a pro fisherman, like actually fished competitions, made money and everything. And like apparently his garage and his house is full of nothing but fishing gear and just everything, lures, poles, you name it. So he walked in, walked out, he was talking to us. He's like, "So what you guys using?" I'm like, "Oh, just a spinnerbait." And my uncle was using like a frog. He's like, "Oh, that's not gonna really work right now. They're eating off these bluegills." We're like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "If you got something like that, you should use it." I'm like, "I don't really got anything like that." So he left, and he ended up coming back, and he brought me and my uncle both like lures. He's like, "All right, take this jig head and put this crawfish on it." I'm like, "Okay." No shit. First cast as I walk away, fucking caught one of them fucking pigs. I was like, holy shit. Barely hooked it. As soon as it got on shore, it spit it out. I was like, oh. So I caught that one, and I'm like, no fucking way. Like, this lure is kicking ass. So then we ended up walking around the pond the other way to the left. And we came back, didn't get anything over there. So I walked to the right as he's fishing back kind of near where I caught the first one. I ended up I saw this bass just sitting maybe 3 feet from shore. I was above it looking down on it. And I was kind of like jigging the lure in front of it, didn't want it. So I cast it out a little bit. Just as it was just about to come back into my sight, another bass just came up from this, like, there's a little cliff that drops down into the deeper edge. And this bass just came up and crushed it. And that was the second one I caught, because I just got on land. This like couple was like kind of watching for a minute there, and as I just get the fish on land, it just spits the hook out again, and I'm like, oh my god! I just land like 2 of the biggest bass I've ever caught in my life, and the first one was about a little over 18, and probably was like close to like 2.5 pounds, and then the second one, the last one I caught was like 19, like a little bit over 19, close to 19 and a half, and weighed like 3.5 pounds. And I mean, they were pigs. Like, I couldn't believe it, because like, and I caught them all almost from shore, like just like literally to the point where I could barely see them. The only reason I caught the first one is I walked up on shore and it bolted. I just saw huge ripples, so I cast it out in front of it, and just as I met the ripple, it just swarmed it and ate it. Yeah, like, it was fucking insane just watching the bass. Just literally all I saw was the lure coming in, and all I saw was a big like glimmer of its side hit the surface and just it taking off. It was awesome. And I'm like, the fishing right now there, I mean, the crappie that my brother caught was just massive. Like, it was, I mean, this is pretty close to as big as my hand, like, if not bigger. Like, it was a big crappie. It was one of the bigger, pretty close to the biggest one I've seen. And I mean, apparently they've been pulling crappie out like that all day. So, like, apparently the crappie are huge in there. The northern apparently are pretty big too. I have yet to see one of them. I have yet to even see a baby northern. The panfish are like super aggressive in there. Like, they fight for everything. Like, I was using a medium-sized spoon, so like the trebles would be like perfect for a bass. Like, both of them would fit really well in a bass's like cheek. But like, it was too big. Like, you would think for like a panfish, like not a crappie, but like too big for like a sunfish or something. Nah, sunfish came up, smoked it, got only like two trebles in its mouth. I had to literally like almost break its jaw to get the trebles out because it would not fit. Like how he got it, he just like must have like came up, sideswiped it, and just luckily got it in both mouth in its mouth. But other than that, normally it would not touch it. Like I couldn't believe that he actually got that in his mouth. Like all the fish in there are like extremely aggressive for food. It's insane. I'm going back tomorrow morning to do some fishing too. So I'm gonna get up, go get some breakfast. I'm gonna probably start fishing around like 8:45. If not, I might get up at like 6, hop in the shower, go over, fish for an hour before breakfast, and then fish later on that day. I'm kind of hoping because that lure is just killing it right now. Like I need to keep catching them bass. Like the bass is like they're so, you know how bass, like, yeah, they have them little teeth where like they don't really hurt your hands when you grab them. You just kind of feel like sandpaper. Yeah, no, these fuckers, like they actually like cut up my hand. My hand actually bled a little bit because their teeth and their mouth were so sharp because they've been engorging themselves on all the bluegill. Like the baby bluegill in there are insane. There's thousands of them. I no, actually, this is all like natural spawning now. They obviously stocked it themselves once they dug the pond, but now it's all just natural spawn, and this pond is like taking off really well. Except there's two, uh, not fishers, but like part of the weasel family in there. Not an otter or anything, like muskrat. There's two muskrats in there, and you can tell like where the muskrat is because like if you see, normally on the whole left side of the pond is nothing but panfish and like bass. Like you'll see the bass sunbathing because it's really shallow right there with all the panfish. So you'll see all the baby panfish, but if you walk over there and or if you see the muskrat over there and you walk over towards that side, none of the panfish will be there because they've all scattered from away from the muskrats. But like right now the bass are like super aggressive because they're just starting to spawn, and the only reason that I now completely know they are spawning is because the as you would I mean the mom bass or the female bass was right on shore in the sandy area, and when I cast it out and was reeling in, I'm assuming the father or the mother, whatever one was which, came up and smoked my lure when it got near the spawning area. So I'm assuming they're just spawning on shoreline because like literally they are 2 feet from shore. If you walk up slowly, you can see them, like big ass bass just sitting just right there, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm assuming the one I scared off wasn't the original one I caught in the first place. I'm assuming that was the other one that was protecting it. So like, I mean, the fish are just insane. Like I'm like super pumped. Like you need to come down and we need to like fish it for like a good solid weekend. And it's great because there's literally a Taco Bell down the road. So like if we want food, we can literally go to Taco Bell or order Domino's and they will literally deliver it to the pond. Really? Because my uncle's apartment's right there. He like literally because Ben actually was fishing and ordered Domino's with one of his buddies, and they just walked up and he's like, "Did you guys order Domino's?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, here we go." So I'm like, literally, we can literally order pizza while fishing on the pond and just fucking chill and eat. Dude. Or go in my uncle's apartment. He wouldn't ever care. Or condo, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that was kind of my fishing story for today. And I mean, you saw the pictures, right?
Yeah, they're nice.
What'd you think of them? Like, were they decent or no?
Yeah, they're nice.
I mean, they're pigs. Like, I mean, do you see the mouth on these fucking things? I mean, that is a big fucking mouth on these bass. I mean, granted, obviously they're largemouth, but I mean they
yeah,
have.
I was gonna say.
But I'm just saying how like chunky these fish are right now is insane, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah, the first one, I don't know if they're all the same, but the first one looks.
No,
nice.
they are not. The ones that are in the daylight like where it's bright out,
Yeah.
those two are the same. But the one that's like dim is the second one I caught just on dusk, just as I was about to call it wraps, and that's when I seen the female sitting in the sand, and it wouldn't go for the lure, and I cast it out, and that's when that one hit.
All right. Well, keep talking about it
Well,
because I'm gonna try to see if I can't get these up on the podcast.
oh, well, um, yeah, well, I guess what blew my fucking mind is that this random dude that my uncle kind of barely knows comes out and is like talking with us and everything, like leaves, like we just thought, okay, our interaction with him was done. Nah, he comes walking back with some lures, just literally tosses them at us. He's like, "Here, try this, guys." We're like, "Oh shit, thanks, my dude." And he just like tosses them over, so we try them on. Sure shit, they fucking just kick ass. Like the bass just fucking crushed it, and like it's insane. Like the jig head he gave me, it's a completely weedless jig head. Like it's high quality stuff. Like I've never like I could go to Walmart and I would never ever see these lures like or any of this type of stuff. I could literally probably go to Bass Pro Shop and that would be the only time I maybe would find these things. Like this stuff is like that he gave us is like brands, like actual lures that he's like tested, used, and caught fish with.
Really?
So like he gave us like well he like gave us the lures to make our own setup with it, like with his like idea. Like he's like brand new, completely with tags and everything in packaging, like no barcodes or anything. So like it was gifts. It was like sent to him like as a sponsorship. Just tosses them, and apparently his whole garage. He doesn't even park his car in there because it's just so full of fishing stuff. Like I would love to like one day sit there and go through his garage and just like look at all of his stuff,
That'd
which
be
is
insane.
insane. I'll have to take a picture and send you a picture of the lure so you can try it out because I mean, obviously bass love panfish, and right now it's working tremendously.
Oh yeah. I well, they're spawning now.
Yeah, that is true. They're spawning right now. Obviously, you can't keep them,
Yeah,
but
that's
right now, like when I went last weekend, the bass on the left side, like I seen three good sized bass that were like, yeah, I want to catch that. I could fucking toss that lure 100 times, like not this lure, but a different lure 100 times in front of them. They won't even give it a second. It'll turn away, turn around, and just swim the other way. They won't even go for it. All of a sudden, I throw this lure on, and it's like fucking candy. They just loved it immediately. I'm like, I mean, the spoon that I was using worked. It kind of just must have triggered something in the smaller ones because the spoon, like I caught some small ones, like nothing massive.
yeah.
So like the spoon worked, but it wasn't making any of the big ones really hit. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I guess that's fine. I mean, small fish are better than no fish, so I mean, it worked out in the end.
Yeah, I'd say
But
so.
as soon as I threw this on, the smaller bass wouldn't even really. I mean, it'd give it interest, but it wouldn't go for it. Nah, the fucking big bitches would just crush that thing like none other. And
That's
obviously, there's no better rush than when you see a fish come up, hit the lure, and then take off. Like you just immediately, as you feel that rod bending in your hands, you're like, "Yeah, buddy, don't
definitely.
come off."
Yeah, definitely. What
It's
else?
like such a good feeling just to know that you like just crushed a, like you know you have it hooked. Like the first one I had hooked, I had no idea. I could see it in its mouth. It was kind of in the roof a little bit, but I could see it kind of like working its way to the cheek as it would come up and rattle a little bit. And I was like, oh, dear God, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. So as soon as I got him barely on shore, I could see it just barely hanging on by its lip. And sure shit, as I pulled it up a little bit higher, it spit it out immediately. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no way. So now my uncle owes me $1.
Really?
Well, the way we fish, like with my dad and my brother and everything, whoever catches the first fish gets $1 from everyone that you're fishing with, and whoever catches the biggest fish gets $1 from
Okay.
everyone, obviously. And sometimes, oh, wow, look at that! Look at those beauties!
No. Which one did you catch first? Is my question.
The one in the sunlight is what I caught first,
Not the
and
one
then
that.
probably
Not the one you holding it. Just the. Because there's.
uh the the two that are in the sunlight is the one I caught first. It's just two different pictures of it. One's me holding it, and then one's my uncle took of me holding it.
Okay.
Those are the I caught those two first, or that one first, and as you can see, it got darker as I was going on, and I caught that one in the middle last, and it was weird because like the people in the condo over were behind me, like loading up some stuff into their like SUV, and I was just they were the chick was kind of watching me, and literally the guy turned around just as it hit, and I just got it on land, and obviously they heard me talking to myself. I'm like, don't come off, don't come off, don't come off, and I got it up. He's like, hey, you want me to take a picture of it for you? I'm like, shit, yeah, dude. So he took a picture of it for me, but I had to crop my face out because he took like the worst picture. I was like giving the weirdest look at it for some reason. Like I was like, I don't even know what I was doing.
you're
I
just a
was
little drunk.
I was like giving like a nasty look. Like it was like I just caught you. Like I had a stroke midway through. Apparently, like I had a mini stroke. Well, like apparently holding it.
Dear
But I mean, they were like the one on the right and like on the outsides were like he was probably close, pretty damn close to 3, and then this one in the middle was probably about 3.5 pounds. Like I mean, I mean, watching it as I got it just about on land and watching my rod bend to the point where literally if I fucking pushed my rod fast enough, I probably could touch the very last eye to the reel. Was like, wow.
Wow.
I actually got to send my fishing rod in to get fixed because I just found out I have a chip in the very last eye and it's been fraying my line.
Really?
So I literally actually have to send my rod in to get fixed, which kind of sucks. But I do have that backup one up north, that red one. So I'm going to go home one of these weekends, probably Memorial weekend because I have Memorial Monday off.
Do you
So
really?
I'm probably going to, yeah, we get all holidays off apparently, and I had no idea. Or like major holidays.
Big holidays, yeah.
So I'm gonna go up Memorial Weekend. I'm gonna probably leave Friday right after work, drive up, uh, bring my fishing rod, swap out my reels and stuff, and then I'll be there. I don't know if I want to leave Sunday yet or Monday, depending on traffic. If I leave Monday, it's gonna be kind of shitty.
Oh,
Unless,
well,
well, I guess I'll debate and
depending.
see how many people are leaving like Sunday. Like I'll drive past like Days Inn and like see if everyone's leaving like Sunday. If everyone leaves Sunday, I'll wait off until Monday and leave Monday.
Yeah. Well, I mean
So then I'll
the
decide from
four
there.
wheeler. When's the 4-wheeler weekend? Is it
That
that
would- that
that'd be that weekend?
That
That
would be
Friday?
that week. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it'd be Saturday.
It'd be Saturday. The parade would be on a Saturday.
I don't know why I thought Friday. That's all
That's
right.
because they used to run the parade on a Friday, but then they realized how stupid it was because people were still driving up Friday and no one would be wanting to ride Friday night. Like, who wants to drive up here, immediately unload their wheelers just to go partake in the fucking 4-wheeler parade? Who wants to do that? I would be like, fuck that. Let's go get some food and then get ready to ride tomorrow.
How many people were in the parade last year?
Not many people like signed up to be like counted, but it was. I mean, it had to be over like got easily over 200 plus machines.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was easily probably close to 300, 3 or 400.
I remember when we broke that record that one year. That was sick and nasty.
Yeah, I was in it that
Yeah.
year.
What was,
It was the one and only year I ever signed up for it.
was it
Like to sign up to be properly part of the parade.
was it like 1,500 people or something like that?
Yeah, it was like 1,500 machines signed up for it.
Wait, hold on,
And
let me search
there
this
was
up.
more because obviously not everyone registered for it, so there's obviously more because a lot of people don't want to like take time out of the day just to register for the parade. Like, who wants to like literally if you're like staying at Days Inn when you could just like hop on the trail and go ride all the way back into Silver Street, stop there at one of the bars to register just for the parade and then hop back on and ride. Like no one wants to stop just to count their machine, write down their tag, and leave.
Yeah, that takes.
Like to be honest, like it takes like at least 20 minutes for them to fully register you, and then sometimes the one year they made you pay for it.
That's dumb.
Well, because they're like, oh, you get a T-shirt, but yet you have to pay. And I'm like, people aren't gonna pay $20 to register their machine for the parade when they already paid close to 60 just for a fucking weekend pass for the machine when they come up from Illinois and all of that. No one wants to pay another $25 just to be in a parade when they could do it for free.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to do that. You can take the fish off the fucking thing now. Like, that would be great because I'm tired of looking at myself.
Lol W.
I mean, they were some good sized fish. Well, I guess, we've been live for a minute now, so I guess we could actually start the fucking podcast and start with my juicy story of my trip home from my uncle's with my brother.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how many people were actually in the parade though first.
Search up Hurley Memorial Parade.
So I did.
Record.
Record ATV rally. I'll just do that. Cause it's just it's popping up like it's popping up for like this year's come join us at Hurley's.
Yeah.
That's
I got what you're
that's
saying.
not what I want.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the actual turnout.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It was up there though. It was close to like I want to say it was. They said in the paper it was like 1,500 machines or something like that. That's what I think. I'm not sure.
I want to say I feel like you're pretty damn close to like being like let's see.
It's close.
Well, it was 2013, right? Or was it 2015?
I don't know. It was one of those years. Could have even been 2012, to be honest with you. It was like a good bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Dude.
Oh, hold on. I just found something. Where'd it go? I just seen it. UTVs have themselves been quickly. Oh, what the fuck? No. Fuck off. Oh my god. Fucking ads, dude. Like, they can fuck off. Let's see. Oh my god. Wow, it's like not allowing me to like literally like take a view at it. Fuck this stupid shit. Oh, the Daily Globe. There we go. But I still skip survey. Thank you. When was this posted? 2015.
Probably there.
Well, this one shows 657 completely counted, but that's all they've. That's the only one that's.
Then that's not the
That's
year.
not the year. I know it's not that one, but I mean that just goes to show. Like,
yeah. Well, they still.
No, that ATV, a new Guinness World Record was set, the largest ATV parade with 687 participants. That doesn't go to show how many people that didn't sign up for it that was still in it.
Yeah.
And it costed $10
to
be a part of it.
$10? I'm sure they still do that $10 now. They
have
to.
Guaranteed.
I mean,
But
especially if they print off shirts every single year.
Very true.
I mean, granted, they probably get some of that donated, but that guy probably wants some money.
Oh yeah. Very true. I love it every year they say as Hurley tries to break the Guinness World. No way in hell that's gonna happen. Like I mean, no one wants to register for that. They want to be a part of it. Like you should have like 2 people on each side counting the machines as they come through.
That
Like
that
just
I mean, I guess you could do that, but like that.
I know it'd be a pain, but I'm just saying it's like
if you want
not
to get a
everyone's gonna
correct
register.
account, yeah, I get
Yeah,
what you're saying. Nobody wants to be the actual, like, you know, sign up and pay the $10. I get that
yeah, and
fully.
go through all the paperwork exactly.
Yeah.
So, nah. So should I go into my beautiful story of my drive home tonight?
Oh, okay. Let's start this
Mind you, it
story
is
off.
all right. Mind you, it is now 11:16. We probably left close to 10. So my brother owns a motorcycle. Well, we own a motorcycle, and he just got registered tonight. So he wasn't gonna come over to my uncle's, but then I showed him the fish I was catching, and he wanted to fish. So then he ended up taking the bike over because his fishing pole and everything was already here with me or there with me, and so he takes the bike over and whatnot. We go out to dinner, and as we're like leaving, so he like takes off ahead of me like before I backed out and everything, and I end up meeting up with like the last stoplight. And I roll down my window and whatnot. He's like, dude, this guy behind me is just fucking riding my ass. So, okay, now I'm getting nervous because I'm like, okay, he's on a bike. This person's in a fucking SUV that could just crush you.
Especially when it's dark out
Yeah,
and
nighttime,
yeah,
completely black, and we're going on a highway that has no lighting.
yeah, and
So it's all headlights.
the bike's not an actual bright color either. It's a like a little. It's a little bit bright, but
I
it's
mean,
like
it's
a
a bright
dark
blue, but you're not gonna see it from behind. You're gonna see that tail light, and
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
So as we're taking off, like Zach hammers on it to get away from him. Like, and I did my he want the, and I found out it's a chick. This chick wanted to pass us, so I boxed her away from him so that way he could take off and go get away from us. Because obviously I have a better chance if something were to happen. I'm in a vehicle.
Safer.
Not. I'm not safe. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit safer, but I don't. If she hits me, I have a chance to save myself. If she hits Zach, there's no way in hell. So I boxed her off away from Zach to let him get ahead. And we go through the first roundabout, and she tries flying past me in this first roundabout. I'm like, nah, ain't happening, Chief. You're not getting around me to go by him. So I fucking keep her back, and we get up. The first roundabout was 2 lanes through. So you could take the first 2 lanes to go straight through it. The next roundabout is a 1 lane through. She's still in the right lane. I'm in the left lane to go straight through the roundabout. As I'm coming up to the roundabout, she merges through the white indicator that you cannot come back through, that you are not allowed to cross over that median. No, merges immediately right behind my ass to the point where I can't see headlights. I can see the fucking lights lighting up her face in her dash. She's that fucking close on my ass. So I immediately slow down. I completely stop at the roundabout. No, okay, mind you, no cars are coming. No one behind me. I can see through the roundabout, no one in front of me. I stopped completely. Started going 5 miles an hour through the roundabout because I'm like, I can still see Zach's taillight ahead of me. So I'm kind of trying to take it easy as well. I'm flipping her off behind me because she can obviously see in my car now. She's right on my ass. And there's no need for her to be this close. So I flipped her off and I was going as slow as I could just to kind of give Zach some room to get away from her as much as possible. And we come up to this now it's strictly 1 lane all the way until the next roundabout where it's going to continue 1 lane until you get to Wales. So as we're coming through, getting close to Genesee Depot, which is near where I live, as we're coming up to this last roundabout, I'm doing 30 and a 35 because she's pissed me off completely. I'm fucking fuming. She's still on my ass. I'm like, fuck you. We're in a double yellow. You're going to wait your ass behind me. You cannot pass. What does she do? Fucking floors it past me right before the roundabout. I fucking hammered on it. Got my car up to 65 and she flew past me still. Cuts me off. I have to fucking slam on my brakes to not hit her as she slams on hers to come into the roundabout. And I'm like, at this point, I'm fuming. I roll my windows down. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm literally irritated.
People.
She's like from Illinois or something like that. She's not from the state. So I just fucking lost my shit. And I'm like, fuck. I just screamed, "Fuck you, you dumb fucking cunt!" As I fucking turned away. I was so close to fucking follow her, but the way she was driving, I wanted to follow her and call the cops. But the way she was driving, it would be more of a risk for me to keep up with her, so that the cops could follow where I'm going, where I'm at, than it would be for me to break off and allow her, if she gets into an accident, she gets into an accident. You know, it would be more of a risk to have two cars now going at a speed of 60 plus in a 35 going down to a 25 in a matter of less than a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
Because apparently my brother ended up, instead of turning right like we normally do to go home, he ended up going straight and taking the long way. And apparently she fucking passes him.
Who?
She's passing, mind you, in a town, in a town smaller than Hurley, in a road that's normally like people do 15, and that's pretty quick because it is a small town, narrow streets. It is a Friday night, people are out. So like she is flew past him apparently, because I already turned off. I'm almost home, and apparently my brother. I mean, obviously my brother wanted to chase, but he's on a bike. It doesn't make sense for either one of us to go after her when we'll be both putting other like civilians, like people that have no need to be in this danger with two cars flying, trying to keep up with one another, trying to call something in. And I tried my best to like kind of get up to her right in the roundabout so I could see her license plate, but she just
Bless you.
sorry, excuse me. She just flew so quickly through it. She like, okay, mind you, the roundabout's like a 15-mile-an-hour roundabout at max. She did easily 45 to 50 through it. Like, I mean, her car, fucking, you could see it just really compressed on the right side brake, like right side suspension. You could see it was so hardly pressed to the point where like you could see the whole other side wanting to lift up. She just was like flying through it to the point where like if she did not like slam on her brakes at all, she would have literally tipped her car. It was just that fucking sharp of a turn.
That's people are crazy. Like they need to learn how to chillax and chill out. No.
Okay, yeah, like I don't understand. Like the one thing that's going through my mind, it's 10:30 at night, or it's like probably 10:15 at night. There's nothing's going on. It's not a holiday weekend. The way she's going, there's no hospitals in that direction. At least not the closest one. She could have went some like a different direction for a closer hospital. So she wasn't in a medical emergency. She didn't have her hazards on for any reason, and she was literally just flying for no fucking reason. So it makes me wonder, was she on any type of drugs, obviously, or was she under the influence of alcohol? Because there was no point for her to be driving recklessly like that, endangering someone on a motorcycle and endangering me alone. So I mean, I did the best thing I could, is to kind of like give Zach kind of space to the point where he could get away safely without having to like hammer on it. I mean, he even had to hammer. I mean, we were doing 75 and a 55 at one point, and I was still trying to keep her away from him. Like it was getting sketchy at that point, like where I'm like, there needs to be a cop here that needs to like, where the fuck is a cop to fucking chase us? Like, I want them to stop me or something, or stop her first. I will gladly stop down the road and wait.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like, obviously it didn't make sense. If my brother fucking had his Jeep, we obviously would have followed, just because he's an off-duty officer, and it would have been safer for him to be able to be like, he wouldn't had an idea of who's working in the area that we live in for his department, so we could have called that in, threw it out, and then had a fucking squad coming up on us to find them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it doesn't make sense for someone like me, because obviously I just moved to the area. I don't know it that well, for me to chase them down. And when I don't know the street names, I knew where Genesee was, and I knew where we were coming up on into Wales. But if she turned off somewhere, I have no idea where I'm going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like, it doesn't pay for me to do it, just because I don't know. If I had Zach with me, hell yeah, I would have fucking went after her, just because having Zach with me, he knows where we're going. He can call it in. That way I'm not on my phone trying to keep up with someone while calling this in, and then putting myself at danger and others. So like, I mean,
risk.
Yeah, exactly. And she just like, it just floors me that there was no need at all for her to ever go this fast in this point and risk my life, and let alone my brother's.
especially when you like, especially seeing since she wrote tail rode on his tail for so long that
And
he,
then she rode on mine for at least 5 miles.
yeah, you're supposed to give a
A
bike
car length.
2 car lengths
Yeah,
behind
for a
a
motorcycle, and then a
motorcycle.
car length for me. Like, it doesn't make any sense for her to go that fucking quick. Like, it floored me so much. Like, I got home and I was shaking. I was so irritated, so pissed off, and just fuming. I just wanted to fucking wring her neck. If she pulled over at a gas station, I would love to like go in there, bitch her out. But again, it's nowadays you don't know who has a gun, who has a knife, who has what, and it's like you can't like the old days where you could pull in, fucking scream at someone, get them, call the cops, and show up. You don't know if she has a gun, if she's cracked out on meth, or if she's completely drunk.
How old?
It's
How old did she look? By
I
what you could
didn't get a
tell.
great look. I would have to say late 20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach said she looked pretty young when he seen her.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming kind of early 20s, maybe mid 20s, but what I saw was kind of late 20s. So like again, no need for this type of speed, no emergency going on, nothing. Like
And there was nobody else in the
someone's
car with her, right?
no, not a single person, not a single person, only her. So it's like someone's late for curfew, and there's that. Oh my god, if I would have pulled up next to her and she said, "I'm sorry, I'm late to get home," I would have fucking freaked my shit, dude. I would have been like, "Nah, I will fucking rear end you, pull your fucking car over while I call the cops right now. You
Uh,
can explain to your fucking parents why you're late because
yeah,
you're fucking driving like a fucking jackass."
well, I don't see like if I, well, I don't know, because if she was in her early 20s and she was with friends, I could see
You know,
possibly,
fucking around, having fun, like trying to be
yeah,
stupid, like being stupid, having fun in that aspect. Yeah. But when
when
you're by yourself, like obviously, like when I'm driving by myself, like at nighttime, I do the speed limit. I don't give a fuck. I just want to relax. Like if I'm coming home from my uncle's or whatever, wherever I'm at, if I'm coming home, I just want to relax, listen to some music, have a good time. Like at work, like when I'm going to work, everyone speeds in the morning. We're all doing 55 and like 35s, but that's just flow of traffic.
mm-hmm.
We're not driving recklessly. We're honestly just keeping up with each other, and we're giving each other space. So like it's normal for us to drive like that in the mornings going to work and going home. But mind you, it's 10:15 at night. No one's out on the road that we're on. It's literally only us. I told Zach to get behind me and let her pass, but he didn't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I did what I could to block her off. And
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, let her do her thing. But her passing me irritated me more than anything. And then her passing Zach really irritated me because then all it takes is one quick second for her to accidentally clip his handlebar and he could die. And it's
Oh yeah.
like
Especially,
you could literally be going, if this happens, for if he dies or gets seriously injured, you could literally be going for fucking use of a deadly weapon and murder, or assault with a deadly weapon
well, if
because
he
you are
was,
driving.
yeah.
Assault with a deadly weapon, reckless driving, and maybe if she's on any type of drugs or alcohol under the influence.
Oh yeah.
Now you're looking at prison completely.
I I kind of wonder what her side of the story is. Not because I just to see what was going on through that type of mindset on the other
Yeah, like
side,
what
the
was
other
she? No,
perspective.
like not saying like what was she on, but like what was her thought process that she needed to be doing 75 and a 55 for
Yeah.
on a completely blacked out road to the point where it's like if a deer comes out, you're fucking smoking it at 55. There's no chance.
Oh yeah. Just
I
the
mean,
amount of,
last night coming home, I would turn onto my road and I was getting close to this field. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta turn my brights on because I know this field is flooded with deer. Flicked on my lights immediately. At 50 feet in front of me, there was a fucking deer right on the side of the road, and I fucking slammed on my brakes and it ran back in. I'm like, if I had not turned my brights on, it probably would have came out and I would have smoked a deer.
that's
And it's like, that's it. Like it took literally a second of me turning my brights on just to see that deer immediately. But that's how it is. Like, I mean, like there's so many things that could have happened. She was literally it was reckless driving completely, possibly driving under the influence, and then could still be considered use of a deadly weapon because a vehicle is considered a deadly weapon.
I mean, she didn't.
So
Well,
she almost hit me. She almost ran me off the road. If I didn't slam on my brakes when she fucking merged in front of me, I would have clipped her whole rear end and almost ran me off the road. And it was
that's.
it was a ditch down to my right into a gully of trees. And I'm like, I would have died if that would have happened. Doing 55 into a ditch of trees, I would have probably died.
Oh yeah,
So it's
definitely.
like, I mean, there's so many things that could have went into it, and it doesn't make any sense in my mind of her thought process that there is no need for anyone to ever go that fast and endanger others.
That's because you have no look into their mindset or any of that.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I'm not on whatever they're on, but it's just like there needs to be a point where it's like when shit like that happens, it's like there's got to be some, like, obviously you can't chase them, but it's like you want to so bad, you just want to fucking chase them and watch them get what they deserve,
Oh yeah,
but you don't
definitely.
want to endanger others. But then you also worry about others that are on the road that she's also going to endanger later on. It's like do you risk your safety and others to chase her down to stop her, or do you maybe have your fingers crossed that someone else will stop her? So it's like it's so hard to tell if it's worth going after or not.
Especially when you live in a
I live in a
city.
I live in a big city, so it's like, I mean, it's so hard to judge what's right and what's
Hmm.
not in that aspect. Me, obviously, I think I want to say I did everything I could just because I don't know the city well enough yet to be able to go after her, know where I'm turning on, know where I'm turning off,
Hmm.
know where we are. So like, I mean, I think I did. I feel like I did what I wanted to do, and that was to create space for Zach, which I did my very best as I could. And obviously, we both made it home safe, so everything worked out in that aspect where we're both safe. We both made it home. One hell of a story to tell tomorrow at breakfast.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to say, I hope to God, I swear to God, I hope this fucking bitch somehow in the just randomly comes across this podcast. You listen here, you little fucking slut. You ever drive like that again, I swear to God, I will run your ass off the road. You hear me, you little bitch? Remember, my brother is a police officer.
Wow, shots fired. I guess. I
I
mean,
mean, why not?
I mean,
It's just super irritating
oh
that
yeah,
that happened
definitely. I mean, especially seeing since uh, your brother was on a
on a
two-wheeled
motorcycle.
motorcycle, not like he has all the power
His
to.
Jeep or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
where he can safely pull off to the side of the road, not possibly get hit, or be able to move out of the way. I mean, with a motorcycle, it's very easy to blind spot that fucking taillight when you just don't think about it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
definitely.
I mean, it's easy enough to tone out the fucking stoplights, like to the point where you're like, oh shit, that's a stoplight. I mean, how are you gonna feel when it's dark out and you barely see a tail light? That's
Oh yeah.
maybe one car tail light, if that. It's like it's hard to not, like, when you're in that mindset. I guarantee you it's impossible for them to stay focused to the point where it's like you could literally rear end them, run them over, and then she would obviously, in my eyes, I'm pretty sure she would just flee. And then if that were to happen, it's like, what do I do? Do I stop, make sure my brother's okay, or do I fucking go after this bitch and run her ass off the road or fucking chase her down? It's like you have the two scenarios: stop and make sure your brother's okay, or go after her.
You.
I think my first thing would have been to do is to go after her for a second to get her plate so I know it. Then immediately call 911, turn around, go for my brother once I have the plate as quickly as possible, and make sure he's okay, obviously. So that way I can be like, yep, plate, go for it. I need an ambulance at so and so, you know. It's like get her off the road, get her in jail, make sure my brother's okay. But I'm pretty sure obviously stopped and made sure my brother's okay before anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I mean, but it's like it's one of those deciding factors. Is like, really, what would you do? Would you
you
go after her or make sure your loved one's okay?
you
Me, I would make sure my loved one's
you
okay, and
definitely
then
have to stop. Yeah.
exactly. But I'm just saying, some people wouldn't. Some people would probably go after them first.
Well, not only the fact that uh, they're crazily, but you could also just give descriptions of the cars afterwards. You don't need her
But again,
license
it's
plate.
like nighttime. I have no idea. I had no idea what the car was. All I knew was this is a black SUV,
Well, yeah.
four door, but it was like a smaller SUV, and that's it. I had no idea what it was. So like at that point, like obviously all those things run through your mind, and then hearing that she passed my brother in the end, it's like, oh my god, like
Well,
it's like it's to the point where it's like it's just not right. It's just stupid. It's ridiculous. It floors me. It irritates me, and it pisses me off more than anything. Like to the point where I just want to like punch my fucking screen because of how stupid people are.
oh yeah, definitely. People
And it's
need
just like, ugh.
some people need to get checked and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Because
it's ridiculous.
it's insane that somebody can just drive crazy like that and have no repercussions after the fact.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you get angry sometimes, but you don't need to pass in a non-passing zone. You're
And mind you, in a town that's literally 30, and you passed me doing 75, if not more.
That's just insane. Sometimes, somewhere, something has to kick in and say, you know what?
This is not okay.
This is not, number one, this is not worth it. And this is not okay.
Like, can I not wait the fucking 3 minutes it would take for me to get through this town?
Yeah.
To the point where it's double lanes again when they turn away. You know, it just doesn't make sense in my eyes.
Yeah, I honestly don't get the thought how people can just assume, well, this is the right thing to do. This is why do they have to one up somebody? I mean,
yeah. Why do you have that need to just fucking always be going that fast, no matter what? It's like, it's just dumb that you need to get in front of these cars that are like, I'm already doing 65 and a 55. Like, there's no need for you to have to do 20 some over.
Oh yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
There's no reason to go. I mean, unless you have like places to go and whatnot. There's really, realistically, no reason. If it is
not an emergency that you need at a hospital or you need help, there's no need for you to be able to. There's no excuse for you to go that fast.
Mm-hmm. Especially
you have no excuse.
Especially when it's dark out and there's a motorcycle in front of you, because she obviously seen the motorcycle. If she was,
yeah, she was riding his ass.
Yeah. So
that's why I kind of wish he would have just got in front of me and let her go around, just so we didn't have to deal with it. But I'm kind of glad we didn't, because now we got a good story for the podcast that we fucking went on for a good little bit, like and opening up eyes, like seriously, don't ever be that person that you need. Like, I mean, I understand, like, if someone cuts you off, yeah, you're gonna ride their ass. Like, I get that, but don't be that person that drives and endangers others just for the sake of like making a point or being an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, I get it. You're pissed off. Take a breath and just fucking forget it. Like, it's just not worth it.
It's life.
You win. Exactly.
You win some, you lose some. There's no real, I guess, reason to endanger somebody's life, to pass somebody and make a point that you are the smart one here, or whatever you're thinking while driving recklessly and dangerously.
It's like, grow up, be the bigger person, and just say fuck off. Just don't stoop to that person's level. Like, it just, yeah, that person cuts you off, take a breath and be like, fuck you. Say it as loud as you want in your vehicle, but don't go out of your way to endanger others just to try and just to make that guy like feel bad. Like, it just does not work out in the end. It's just not worth you getting the ticket or going to jail over it. and you know what? They'll all get what they have coming in time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Karma.
it's just like exactly. Some people don't believe in that shit, but like I highly do because you know what? Karma's a bitch, and everyone will get what they got coming to them. Even me. Some of the shit I do, yeah, I get it. I fucking deserve it. I mean, there's times where I'm like, I've like fucking ended up cutting someone off or something on accident, or not even accident or on purpose, just because they pissed me off, and you know what? Karma got to me in the end. So it's like, you know, shit happens. Let karma do its thing. Let karma run its course, and you know, karma will fucking get to them. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a year, but karma will fucking make them their bitch. So it's like, I mean, just like take a deep breath and tell them fuck off and just drive like a safe person. Just drive the proper way. Like, don't screw with others. Like, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth endangering your life and countless others when you're in a fucking 1,000-pound fucking vehicle where you could literally, as they would call it, a crowd killer.
uh,
Like, it's just not worth it in the end.
uh,
Like that, it's upsetting, but like it's the truth. It's just not worth it in the end.
mm, well, diverting from your crazy experience today.
Yeah, I want to get off this because now I'm getting heated, but I'm finally coming down from
Uh,
it.
I got something else for you to be heated at
Oh
because
shit.
of my stupidity. So
Uh oh.
initially, when we started this channel, we wanted to post it everywhere, right? Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know per se that you have to select a setting on Twitch to where it saves your past uploads.
Mm.
So if you can get where I'm going with this,
So you lost the first
I
episode.
the first episode is gone. I mean,
That's okay.
if
It was kind of rambles. It didn't really
yeah,
make sense.
it didn't really, you know,
Yeah,
coincide with.
I understand
It
that
was
one.
just a cement block, I guess,
Yeah,
for the
I
new
guess it was just a
podcast.
stepping stone for us to start and kind of give us
Yeah.
kind of a base idea of what we needed to do and talk about and like how we needed to do these things.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it was mostly us kind of bullshit and stop, like talk for a fucking 20 minutes,
Yeah.
stop, focus on golf with friends, and then talk again.
And
So
it
you know,
lasted
I
like
mean, it's okay.
it lasted a couple hours, I would say. I don't remember
Yeah,
what the exact time was, but we kind
it
of just
lasted a good bit.
rambled, and
Yeah, we did.
I mean, this one has at least some topic, and I don't know
I
what
mean,
we should.
it had a good story
Yeah, it
behind it, so
definitely
like
had a good
everything
story.
worked out in the end
We'll
so
have to
far.
one up it next week somehow, some way.
Well, maybe I think we'll do another podcast maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Or Keith wants to definitely be a part of it, so
Okay.
we'll have to come up with some topics. He's
Definitely.
extremely
Definitely.
like knowledgeable when it comes to like, I mean, really almost anything. He's got a like he thinks very in depth with things. But
Really.
how long have we been going for on this one?
We have been
It's
going
got to be
for
like 30 minutes.
an hour. 1 hour. Actually, it'll be an
Are you there?
hour. It'll be an hour in right now.
Right now it's an hour.
1 hour and 3 seconds.
Well, I guess we pretty much could end it here, but I have some food for thought here.
Okay.
For like, if someone watches this to the end and thinks about this. So, my buddy, our buddy Chris was talking to me one day before I moved, and I moved like about 3 months ago now. Was talking to me, and he's like he gets stoned a lot, like he smokes a lot of weed, but he's like him and his friend were talking. What if this all wasn't real? You ever get those moments where you like out of the blue, you just kind of hear someone like say your name, like in like your ear. You just like feel like someone said your name, but like you could be alone or in a crowd, but you look around and no one said your name. Like, have you ever been there?
No, because I'm not. I'm not psychotic. I mean,
Shut the fuck
I'm
up. It's
psychotic, but I have never
you can't
heard.
tell me.
I have
You can't tell me you've just been like sitting there and you kind of
no.
feel like someone said your name.
No, I've never felt that at all. I've
Wow,
felt
you're
like
fucked.
I've felt like somebody's watching, but I've never like had a audible
Just where you've heard
hallucination.
your name,
I've never
like
had
just
an
randomly, like someone say
audible.
Bailey,
I've
and you
never.
like look around.
No, I mean people say it by mistake or like I think I hear it from somebody's mouth, but they're
No,
saying a
that's what I'm
different
saying.
thing.
That's what I'm
No,
saying. You
no,
kind
this
of think you hear it.
no, I don't think I hear it. Somebody says it, but I think they're saying my name, but they're actually
Oh,
saying somebody else's. So that's different.
oh, okay, I get it. But okay, so just think about this. Some people, obviously, some people feel like they hear their name, like someone randomly says a name, but like they could be completely alone or in a crowd, so it could be a misunderstanding. But what if none of this is real? This is all just like something that's going on in our heads to the point where we've created our own, almost like you're in a coma, and you've created your own world, your own set of problems, everything in your head. And when you hear someone say your name but no one's around, it's your loved ones that are actually calling for you when you're in this coma. So it's like it's someone like outside of this world that's out of your mind that's actually saying your name. Almost kind of like if you think about it in like real life, like an angel or a family member saying your
Yeah.
name, just like trying to say they love you, but more as if your life is not real. You are actually in a coma, and someone's trying to reach out to you to get up. You know?
Yeah.
Just like think about that for a minute. Like think how fucked up that would honestly be if that was actually the case. Though none of this is real. You're in a coma.
That'd be definitely
right now. You're
crazy.
listening to this podcast, and it's not real. You're making this up in your mind. You're making up that me and Bailey are not even real, and you're just listening to this to take up time in your coma.
That's just your coma talk. Should we change the should we change the B&B to coma talk?
No. That'll be our side channel. That'll be when weed becomes legalized and we start just smoking a shit ton of weed constantly on stream.
Yikes! That I don't know about that one, Chief. I might have to pass on that one. You could start that with Jack.
Oh, okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
You Chris and
just think about that
you Chris and Jack could have that channel.
That'd be kind of funny. Just like think about that. You know imagine how fucked up that would honestly be.
It would be it's
like how fucky
something
that.
Else.
Like to be honest, you just think about it and you're like, wow. I think we need to throw out some like conspiracy theories next fucking podcast. Conspiracy podcast. Like come up with some conspiracy theories that we should cover and just talk about for a minute.
Conspiracy theories. So I like that idea.
I do too. I think that would be a great one tomorrow to kind of sit and talk about.
So, are we gonna have your friend?
Yeah, Keith will join us probably tomorrow. I'll shoot him a text.
Okay.
But
what time would you like to?
I don't really know. Maybe I guess I'll wait and see how the day's going.
Okay.
And I'll go from there and like see what time things kind of die down with my family because my mother's in town, so I've been kind of hanging out with her. I know I got some fishing to do tomorrow morning and afternoon, but then I'm gonna go look at motorcycles in the early afternoon. So I'm gonna take some pictures of some bikes, kind of get an idea, and I'll see what time things kind of die down, and I'll shoot you like an estimate.
Okay. Well, tomorrow's Saturday, so I'll be watching my sister for 80% of the day because my mother is out of town. Chris has to work. My mom's actually taking a little vacation up to Hinckley, so I'll be watching my sister for most of the day, being stuck inside. But other than that, I'm down for whatever time.
Yeah. If things aren't like doing anything like in the afternoon, maybe I'll come home. We'll just play some video games. But I'm thinking it's gonna be kind of another late one, to be honest. Like kind of around this time again. So we'll shoot for like 10:30. We'll probably try and start around there.
That'd be nice. We got lots of things to brush up
especially tomorrow. Like that's gonna be interesting. We'll have to sit down and kind of search up some topics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, this was a good one.
Plus, I don't know. Should we Should we talk about our little adventure that we might be planning as well tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
We
Are you
could
talking
talk
about
about,
the one
yeah,
that we were talking about earlier?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also thinking. No, I probably won't get into this in depth thinking. Uh, but like, uh, maybe possibly if we decide to do this one,
Yeah.
or we could wait. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to do this one, but we could also end up doing another one, like a larger one that
Yeah.
goes to Montreal, Canada, and
Oh.
we could do that one as well. We might
See,
see
that's
we
a hard thing though, because like when we were talking with Bender at one point, remember you need to like know someone in Canada to like go there, like for road like access, I guess, or something like that.
not really.
But
I don't think so.
I don't
I've
know.
never
That would be
talked
kind
with
of
them
hard
about
because
that.
I'd have to get like a visa and shit like that to be able to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
But
mean,
I
it'd
think
take some time.
I'm pretty sure we could just do that. We could end up doing both. Who knows? Depending on
Yeah, who knows? I guess we'll see.
how
I
it
mean,
goes.
money's money. Oh,
Money
by
is
the way, I
money.
also am throwing together. Me and my brother are throwing together a trip next year, and we were wondering if maybe you wanted to come along with us. It'd be like three or
Maybe.
4 days, like probably 4 days, like like 3 nights, 4 days, and we're taking Mitch is pretty much down with it, and we're going to Vegas.
Mm,
So we were gonna see if maybe you wanted to hop on the bandwagon with us. Me and my
maybe.
brother are for sure going,
Maybe.
and Mitch is more than likely. He said he's like, yeah, I would totally be down to go because we're gonna go next year, so that way he's 21.
Uh huh.
You'll be 21. I'll be
When did
turning 22.
when does he turn 21? He turns 21
January.
January. Yeah.
So we're kind of throwing it together like summerish, like around June,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we're gonna you could literally ride down. Well, Mitch will be living down here, so you'd have to drive down here yourself, and
Yeah.
which isn't bad. But then we'll have my cousin said she would take us to the airport, and we'd fly out of where I live. We'd fly out
Green Bay.
of Waukesha.
Oh,
No, we'd fly out.
Waukesha's the airport.
Oh hell yeah, it's one of the bigger ones.
Oh, really? I didn't. I
Yeah,
see. When I went to Florida, we went to Milwaukee, but we never went to Waukesha.
yeah. We could literally fly out of Waukesha straight to Vegas.
Really?
We might have one layover at some point, but more than
Where?
likely we'd be able to connect. I don't know. It'd be somewhere along along the trip. I have no idea. But
Oh.
I was thinking we could do that, and maybe we could vlog that whole trip, like
Ooh.
kind of like put a little skit together of everything.
I feel ya.
And
I feel ya.
I mean that'd be kind of neat. But I wanted to see if you would maybe be interested in coming with,
I might be.
because
I might be.
Mitch is gonna talk to his grandparents because his grandparents get like free rooms because they're like
Really?
high rollers there. Like out here.
They're like.
Well, that's because they spend a lot of money, so
Oh yeah,
they
definitely.
comped rooms constantly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if maybe we could get a couple comped rooms,
that'd be
and
nice.
then
That
and then
actually.
we'd fly out probably on a Friday or like I'm kind of actually curious. I'd like to fly out on like a Friday, like stay like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and come home. Wait, no, okay, fly out Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like come home like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Hmm.
So like have like a solid like 4 days there, and that way like going in like a group of like four, like if you and Mitch want to go do something, you guys can go and do your own thing, or if me and you
Hmm.
want to go do something, you know, and Zach and him want to gamble, whatever, you
That's
know,
what.
we
Yeah.
can do like we can do stuff like that. So it's like it'd be kind of neat. I mean, I've always wanted to go. Apparently, it's fucking insane there. It's wicked.
Oh
And
yeah.
apparently, I mean, from what my uncle has told me, it smells constantly like weed. Apparently, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But
I'm
it's like
sure.
if you go downtown, he's like, it's fucking crazy. There's some crazy ass
Well,
people, and I'm like, interesting.
it,
Apparently, some black chick had a sign that said, "I'm a retired stripper trying to make a living. Like, give me money, pretty much." and apparently her tits were literally the size of milk jugs. Like, it was
That's
disgusting.
that is
And
disgusting.
she had like pasties and a fucking G-string on.
See, there's
I'm like, that's fucking gross.
there
Like,
should
this
be
is
a-
fucking vlog material.
There should be a limit.
Yeah, there should be a limit for strippers that are like ex-strippers that are fucking on the Vegas Strip doing this shit. Apparently,
Dude.
there was a dude in a fucking banana hammock playing a guitar. Apparently, he was really good at playing a guitar, but he was only in a banana hammock on the strip playing. And I'm like, oh my god, this is like fucking YouTube gold. Why has this not been put on here? Like, why am I not coming
Dude.
across this shit? Like,
Dude.
views right now.
So, I was looking at vlogging cameras because I wanted to see, because I watch a ton of
It's
vloggers,
ridiculous.
and I wanted to see how much they actually pay for.
I mean, just think of a Canon camera, pretty much.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like, there's this one that was $1,000. I was like, what?
That's as much as my
Like,
fucking
why? Yeah, like, why would you? I mean, like, granted, it is your livelihood to film every day of your life and all
Yeah,
that.
but
But
still.
like, I wonder if they sign that off in taxes, like as like a work thing. Maybe they could like.
I guess it could if you have like your own business.
I mean,
More
yeah.
than likely could.
I mean,
if it's like an actual company, then yeah.
yeah. I guess. Well, technically, it is their business because I mean, YouTube is
But
like a.
it would have to be a full-on business. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it would have to have their own branding, their own like everything.
Oh yeah. Well,
And they would
most.
have to file their taxes under
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
business tax.
Yeah. Well, even.
It's like, but again, that's not even a good tax break because
Not
now
even.
filing that under a business, now you have to file all your employees, which is your assistant or anyone else that you pay regularly. So now you have to deduct that. You know, I mean, it's like yes and no. It would be kind of worth it, but again, it wouldn't be. Just save the $1,000 when you're making probably hundreds of thousands.
Uh-huh.
It just wouldn't really be worth it. So
Probably. Who knows? We're not that
when you're
big yet.
making that much, yeah, in time
that-
maybe.
But that is also like 1 million subscriber YouTubers, and just think of the disparity between that and like
Yeah, true.
true. yeah. That's
Well,
an-
we've kind of strayed off. I mean, we were talking about our trips, and now we're talking about vlogging. I think we need to end this podcast at this point before we stray off any farther.
Plus
We
we
went
need
from
we need
road rage to everything else,
plus we need
and
to
I gotta get up in 5 hours.
plus we need to save some
tomorrow.
Yeah, save some for tomorrow, definitely.
So maybe, you know what, we'll talk about trips and then conspiracies, so we can get a good, decent, long stream going.
Oh yeah, that I think that'd probably take up most of the time, to be honest with you, of the stream, because we've already.
You know,
talked
I would
about-
honestly like to also bring up kind of some Fallout topics, like the Fallout universe, and kind of just how fucked up the creators of Fallout really are.
Okay.
So, like, I would like to bring some of that up too, if like you don't care. Like,
I
I'd
don't
kind of
care.
like to hear your input on some of the things that I've kind of learned.
I don't
So-
care. This was made for gaming, first off. We
Well, this
kinda-
was made for
yeah.
everything.
Well,
This
yeah,
was
this
just, like,
wasn't everything.
crazy stories and
Yeah, but the
So I mean,
main
it'd be kind of nice
pictures.
to touch on that too.
Oh yeah,
Though.
definitely. But yeah, as you could tell by the photo, it's heavily game related, and we haven't been heavily game related yet. Actually,
No.
no. Technically, we were in the first
In the
podcast
first one, a
that
little
does
bit, a
that
little bit.
that doesn't exist anymore. But
Yeah,
yeah.
well, at least this one will. So people can,
yeah.
I kind of felt bad. We had 4 fucking watchers at one point, and the 4th dude literally tuned in right as I was talking about the chick with the milk jug tits, and then he like stayed all the way until after I talked about the dude with the G-string. Like, as soon as I finished that, he fucking zooted out of here. And I'm like, man, that guy came in at the wrong time. Like, I
Dude.
felt bad. I'm like, damn, dude, you came in at the worst time possible.
yeah, timing, man. Although, if I did hear something about some
Milk jug tits,
some
yeah,
milk
I probably
jug,
would kind of want to stay and hear what
yeah,
he's got to say for a minute.
it'd be intriguing to say the least. But ending on a G string, I don't know if I want to visit that channel anymore.
Very true. I don't think I'd come back. Except to show my friends.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
about it.
Yeah, come back and show
Alright.
your friends.
Alright, that's about it. I think I'm wrapped up. So
Alright. Okay.
we'll see you guys tomorrow for the next episode.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Last week we didn't quite make it Sunday, but we'll try it tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Tomorrow's Saturday. I think this is a lot better schedule. Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It'll be
100%.
Manage.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
sounds good.
Alright. Adios.
Adios. Don't put ending.
I do that for like editing.
Did it
reason.
end?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for the minute mark. I'm waiting for the minute mark. Okay? Makes it a lot easier just to